Hi, thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to 184 Popple Camp Road in Petersham, Massachusetts. My name is Chuck Berube. I work for Berube Real Estate, and I have the honor of representing this property for sale on behalf of the owners. First, we'd like to pan down to the bottom of the driveway and show you the distance that this property has with this beautifully manicured lawn going all the way down to Popple Camp Road. It's about 300 feet from where we are standing right now down to the road. Very comfortable distance. Then as we're panning further up, you're going to go past my face once more and then up to a very significant feature of this property, a barn specifically built post and beam 42 by 32 for the care of very fine automobiles, which is the passion of these owners. And as we continue panning to the right, you see this home. This is a rare home. Beautifully constructed, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,400 square feet, 11 acres, 3-car attached with a 6-car post and beam heated detached with beautiful landscape overlooking the Swift River and facing and backing up to hundreds of acres of protected land. Now, design and construction and finish of the details of this house are really exemplary. Maintenance and systems are also reflective of the owner's great attention to detail, as can seen by their passion for BMW restoration. Now, this is by design an expanded cape with full-length front porch and expansive rear decks, very accommodating for activity that spreads to outdoors or arriving home during inclement weather, so you can get in the door under shelter. As you can see, even the details of the front porch reflect the kind of care and construction of this property. But let's go inside. As we enter the front door, we have this great expansive front entryway that gives us access to the main stairway upstairs and our first 4 bedrooms, which is currently being used as an office by the owner. As you can see, it's a very adequate size for a bedroom with a nicely installed closet as well, so fully usable as a bedroom. And you'll find these gorgeous hardwood floors throughout this house. The main attribute of this house is this heart space, this center of the whole structure, where you have open concept in effect, but each space is very much individually designed and functioning. You have this very expansive kitchen with brand new appliances, gorgeous granite, beautiful cabinetry, opening up to this informal eating space that's surrounded by light and air, opening up to the great room with this beautifully installed pellet stove, Harmon pellet stove, into what is a fully functional wood-burning fireplace if you prefer. Let's go into the master suite that's in the north end. It is the entire north end of this house. Now, this is a master capable of being accessed no matter what your mobility issues are. All of these doors are sized so that modifications should never be necessary. And this master has some really great attributes in addition to its size. Beautiful private screened porch that gives you great opportunity to enjoy the outside in private with your coffee in the morning or whatever you wish, and enjoy the sounds of the Swift River down below. It's not very far. Behind is the master ensuite bathroom with a very nice oversized soaking tub with jets and a stand-up shower of nice glass and tile. This is a great master bath with lots of light, and as you can see, the details here, no corners were cut on anything. There is also in this master suite a beautiful walk-in closet that'll accommodate your wardrobe very well. Let's go on to the rest of the first floor. Right now we're standing roughly in the middle of the informal eating space. And we're standing here so that you can look over those kitchen counters into the perspective of the dining room. Now we're going to walk over through the kitchen and this great space here to the dining room to show you how expansive it is. Isn't this a gorgeous kitchen? Just so well laid out, so spacious, very accommodating for a lot of hard work, yet absolutely beautiful. Now the dining room is accessible through this opened doorway where they literally took doors off to accommodate this open space concept. But it also has a doorway on the left that you can see goes in right to the front hall. So it's accessible by either. Very nice for formal dining. And the rest of the first floor brings us down to an entryway that we'll call the family entryway. It's off of a smaller porch in the backyard with a coat closet immediately on near the door, and this great bench for sitting down and taking off your dirty boots. And this doorway leads out to the garage, but first I want to show you what is immediately available when you come in the house from either the garage or this informal entryway, which also has the laundry room just beyond it. Very well laid out. Function and detail was the focus of this house. You're probably noticing all this beautiful woodwork as well. They're all solid doors. None of these are hollow core. And all the woodwork is very carefully chosen, clear, and very nicely finished. Even the hardware has been updated so that all of it is the easy lever, handicapped, usable. Not that that is the purpose of it, but the beauty and the quality. Now here is a beautiful connected two-car garage that's pretty significantly oversized. It's 27 feet by 26, and the doors are 8 feet wide and 9 feet tall. So your Silverado or your F-150 oversized would easily fit in here. Very nice and accommodating. We're now up on the second floor on the balcony of this grand home. Look at the expansive distances we have, beautiful hardwood finishes, the positioning of everything in relation to each other. It's also a good perspective of the ductless system that was put in for air conditioning. This house is very comfortable in all weather. And if you pan up just a little bit here and look at these skylights, look at the depth of that. This is part of why this house excels in its construction and insulation qualities. Now there are two very accommodating bedrooms up here. We're going to go first to the one to the right, which is above the master suite, which is a great guest room or children's room, however you need to use it. And as we're walking down the hall toward it, on the right, you'll see another full bath that was just redone last year because the decor was not quite up to the standards of the owners. So this just got a complete redo last year. Very nicely done. This is your guest bathroom. Now you'll note the nice subdued colors that complement the hardwood floors, the natural wood finish that continues, and this beautiful little alcove that gives you either a reading or additional sleeping space. Lots of detail in this home that gives you uniqueness, accommodation, and beauty. Now as we continue down this balcony, we're going to once again be passing by this full bath for the use of the second floor bedrooms or guests. The closet that we were in before, it's just to your left. It's a beautiful cedar lined closet, nothing other than that. You've got this great palladium window in the front hall, which gives you so much light and feeling of space up here. And now we're approaching the second floor bedroom. This one's even larger than the first, with some even more unique spaces. Panning to the right, you see how accommodating it is for very large furniture without feeling at all crowded. And these louvered screens are just to keep the warmth of the sun in the summertime from overheating this space, also darkening it if that's what you need during the day. And then in the left corner of this room is a wonderful, unique sitting space with currently a futon and a nice chair that just makes this more of a suite than simply another bedroom. Very nicely done. Now, all of this is zoned with so much separation. We'll show you downstairs later, but there are 6 heating zones in this house, in addition to 2 ductless air systems. We are walking right now through that yellow bedroom into the great room. This is a massive 27 by 26 room that is a family space, an informal space if you wish, or could be converted to whatever your needs might be, that is directly above the 2-car garage that's at the ground level of this property. We will later show you a 3rd garage that is in the basement that is accessed from behind. So this room is laid out with carpet just so that sound could be absorbed, but it still has all the beautiful details of the rest of the house, and it has its own individual ductless system that both heats and cools this room very effectively. It also has a nice feature in that it has its own deck off the back of the house. It goes right down to the lower deck, which we will go out to later on. Here we are in the basement of this home. You'll see it is all an unfinished space, very well insulated in its ceiling from the heated space upstairs. The central air, the 200 amp electrical service, the devoted panel for the generator hookup, a very nice simple filtration system so that the water is wonderfully potable. We are on well and we are on septic. A beautifully maintained oil tank that's nice and clean, and all this great storage space. And as you might be able to perceive from this video, very high ceiling height. So if you needed to do something down here, there is room. Now we're going to proceed a little bit forward, and the next feature we're going to show you is something that was designed into the house by the original builder and designer as a gun-safe room. It need not be used for that, of course, but in case you do have that need, that was its design function for security purposes as required, and it will also serve very well as a safe room if you felt the need to have that in your home. Panning a little bit to the right, you will see the Superstore system for the domestic hot water and a 6-zone oil-fired water-based system by Peerless that is superbly maintained, not brand new by any means, but it sure looks it. And then just to its right, a very high output, high functioning Harmon pellet stove with a large hopper. This really can put out a lot of the BTUs necessary to take care of the heat needs of this home. This and the one upstairs in combination. If you are relying heavily on pellets, you'll also like the fact that just behind this door are the pellets that are stocked on pallets. Now this oversized door allows delivery people to come in this lower garage door with their pallet handler vehicle, come in here and put them down for you. No handling until you need to open up that bag and fill the hopper. I love that. Now this lower area is where there is an additional parking area directly connected to the house with its own door going to the back where you saw that gravel driveway. As you can see, it's very large and spacious. This could be used for many, many things. You might have need for an office down here and change this beautiful garage door to a glass-doored entryway. The choices would be yours. Here's something you don't see very often and that is unusual to this home. It was originally constructed by a man who is in the cement business, pouring foundations and cement floors for houses, and he's very good at his job. This cement floor looks like it has been polished. It is just an example of the superb construction that this property has always received at every step since it was first conceived until its current care by the current owner. This is only a 2-owner house. We are back on the first floor of this house, And we want to walk you out that beautiful glass doorway onto the rear deck. By the way, this glass doorway was recently replaced by the owner because there was some discoloration showing up between the panels of the insulated glass. And he didn't like that at all, so he had it torn out and all this brand new stuff installed. Very nicely done. Very well cared for home. So this is the back of this home. This deck is like another living space in season. Very large, just wonderful party space if you have a large gathering. The yard has blueberry bushes down below and wildflowers down below over where the leach field is of the septic system, and this beautiful cared for manicured lawn. And here you can see that upper deck where we were earlier off of the playroom, the great room. Very nice space. The oversized motorhome you see over there, it's just a nice place to park anything you wish, so long as you don't need access going around that gravel driveway. And you can see through the trees you're looking through right now an openness. That openness is the Swift River. That's the #1 source of water flowing into Boston's reservoir, the Quabbin Reservoir. That's how close you are to that. And that's why across the street from this property and behind it is all land that is carefully conserved to preserve the integrity of that water. This area will not be spoiled. If anything threatens to develop this area, Boston will legislate it into illegality to stop it from risking their water source. They've got the power, they have the votes. Some people might call this ridiculous detail for me to be pointing it out, but I wanted you to see when this retaining wall was built, the thought that went into everything included weep holes, drainage lines, so that the hydraulic pressure in excessively heavy rain periods won't ever spoil this wall. Those weep holes are all along this cement retaining wall so that it will always have integrity and the structure will be staying exactly where it was poured. And we're just showing you this right now so you see the easy access to that back garage door, the entrance up the stairway up to the upper deck, and that beautiful private screened porch off the master suite. Just in case you're a fan of horseshoes, we wanted to point out this very well done, well secured horseshoe pit that's already in place, and to point out this fairly small shed that's also in this area for storage of the garden equipment for the vegetable garden that's just on the other side of this large RV, so you don't have to go very far to get your tools. In addition to upgrading appliances and systems and hardware and interior finishes on this house, this obviously is the #1 alteration and addition this current owner has made to this property. Welcome to the Autobahn. This is a 42 by 32 custom designed and built post and beam barn specifically for the purpose of refurbishing some wonderful automobiles. This is the hobby of this couple. They do it together, and it's a wonderful hobby to share. And it's reflective of the kind of quality that you see throughout this property, because you really have to pay attention to the details in this business. We're talking about very high-end BMWs specifically that are being restored by these people as a hobby. Sometimes they make money, sometimes they don't. That's not the concern. Let's open it up and you can see the quality of the inside. Here you have a very well built, secure, heated building for anything that you have for your passion. It could be for your kids' toys or yours, or for operating a business if that's what you wish to do. It has its own electrical service. It has a very nice high-end radiant gas-fired heating system. It is very well insulated and has nice walk-up storage space in addition to all this floor space. The current owner has at times over the winter stored as many as 8 vehicles in here for himself and some of his neighbors, so that the cars could be very carefully taken care of over the winter with heat and a mouse-proof building. Very important when you're letting a car sit all winter. So this building could be whatever you need. Out back, in addition to the interior spaces here, we want to show you some of the thought that was put into the layout of this space. You have full drive around capability, as you can see from the vehicles we have on our right and the storage trailer. Then there's also this very large shed that was added so that a nice John Deere could be kept outside, out of the way of the other vehicles, but undercover very nicely. Notice the finish of the building. Even the barn is just beautifully maintained with nice stain and a nice tin roof. The cupola is pretty sweet too. Now in back of us, you'll hear a lot of bird activity, and that's because there are literally hundreds of acres back here that is woodlands. This property goes back another 500 or 600 feet before it ends, and then the back boundary is an old AT&T underground telephone cable that has been inactive since I think the late 50s. So it is simply a woodland at this point. We really chose this day well. It's beautiful out here, and this gives you a good perspective of the distance between the house and the barn. So if there's any activities in the barn going on that are making a little bit of noise, it's not right beside the house. And we're looking down toward Route 101, which is Popple Camp Road. And on the other side, I may have neglected to mention at the beginning, there's thousands of acres of state land there that protects the Quabbin Reservoir along the Swift River that is controlled by, I believe, Mass Fishing Game. So there is access for all kinds of recreation that is non-motorized. So it's a real playground. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. 184 Popple Camp Road really is a unique and special property. We're very grateful for you considering it, and if you'd like more detail, please call or text my cell, 978-837-1106. There's also a lot more information available on beruberealestate.com. B-E-R-U-B-E realestate, spelled out, .com. Thanks for watching.